Welcome back everyone, and today it's book haul time. I had my birthday celebrated last week, which of course is a great opportunity to receive books and to buy books and to enjoy life in general. And I had a great month actually. I got a lot of books. There was a library sale which they had 50 cents per book. And I think I bought every complete fantasy series there was. I also have some others that are starting points in certain series, but let's get to it. I started with the Dark War Saga. It's in Dutch. It's the same edition as the trilogies I already have, which are the Empire Trilogy and Krondor's Sons. And I think these covers are amazing. And according to the back of this book, the New York Times actually once said, Raymond E. Feist does not write, he rules. But yeah, I got these in there's hardcover as well. So there's Flight of the Night Ravens, Journey Through the Night, and Wrath of a Mad God is the title. Well, at least the translation. I don't know the titles in English. I don't think the second one sounds right, but yeah, that's beside the point. Inside their dust jackets is this, and the actual cover of the book is this white. It's weird. It's a weird texture. It's like cloth bound. It's difficult to see, but it's a cloth bound book. Yeah, I really dig these editions, and I'm happy I got these. It was at a secondhand store, I think I have bought these. Yeah. Next up is something that was inspired by Mike's book reviews. I actually bought the first book of James Bond, which is Casino Royale by Ian Fleming. The cover is a bit weird for a James Bond novel. I was really weirded out by this cover actually, but I thought, okay, yeah, why not? It's 50 cents. This was at the same secondhand store actually. I haven't read the James Bond novel or spy novel in general since ever. So yeah, why not try this? I mean, I know Mike liked it, so why not? Next up is Beowulf. This was inspired by Philip Chase. And this is a Penguin Classics edition. This is a translation. It's a verse translation, even by Michael Alexander. And this is first published in 1973. So next year, this will be an edition that's 50 years old. Yeah, I really dig this cover as well. It's a real life, it's a picture of this artifact they found right around where Beowulf should have been taking place. This next small shorts book is actually 4 SF fantastic novels or stories, the best science fiction, selected by Terry Carr. He selected all of these, but he didn't write them, I think. So yeah, I think that was his most famous thing. This is Prisma Pocket 2072, and the stories in this one are The Frozen Traveler by Philip K. Dick, 10-year space traveling in an a computer piloted spaceship with Victor Kemming as passenger in cryogenic. Yeah, it's hard to translate it actually. He's been frozen, and I think it's cryogenic or cryogenic is the word. Then there's Trage Muziek, which is slow music by James Tiptree Jr. When in a distant future, mysterious strangers promise immortality to everyone who wants to go along with them, but one man and one woman stay on Earth, or decide to stay on Earth. Then we have The Cave of Dancing Deer by Clifford D. Cymac, where an archaeologist discovers prehistoric wall paintings, but also a secretive or a weird relationship of his assistant with this ancient culture. I think this might involve time travel. And then Tell Us Another Story by Zenna Henderson. Whoa, wow, this is a weird translation. How should I put this in English? These are the chronicles of inhabitants of a strange planet that crash land on Earth. Will they be able to, live their lives here? I think is the best translation. Yeah, it's kind of weird, actually. But these are 4 short stories, and I am planning to read some short stories this year for the Bingo Reddit challenge. So who knows? They might be part of it. Next up, but honey, you'll already have the Lord of the Rings. I said yes, I know, but not in these movie editions and not in Dutch. So I already own Lord of the Rings in one big volume in English, and I saw these for like $2 a piece, and I couldn't resist. These are great. These are in Dutch as well, so this might be something that I can pass along. I've also actually never noticed this, but as you can see, the Fellowship of the Ring is actually way longer, or way thicker at least, than the Return of the King is. Well, and Two Towers. This is something that I didn't notice or didn't know even, because it's been so long since I've read these books. And then we come to the library sale / birthday book haul, and this is a big one. I have bought the entire Otherland series. This one's a hardcover by Tad Williams. And for some reason, these are not hardcovers, but they're the same edition. And I have bought this entire series for 50 cents a piece. And everything in this case is 50 cents a piece. What is next? We have The Millennium by David Eddings, and this is the entire trilogy in one volume. This one was released in something like... Well, the books themselves were released in 91, I think, the last one. Let me just check. It should be noted here. Yeah, 89, Rubinite in 90, and Sapphire Rose in 91. So I think, yeah, this one was around 91, 2, 3, maybe something like that. And I should have the sequel to it around here somewhere, because he has written... Is it this one? Yes, it's this one. He has written the Tamuli as well. It's a trilogy, but I've only found 2 of them. And I think I'll order, or I'll try to find the same... Well, I'll find the same book, but I will try to find it in the same mass market paperback edition. I don't know if I will find it in the same edition, but I'll just try to, because it would be great to have them all in the same size, actually. And I haven't read any David Eddings ever, so I'm very excited because some of my Discord friends have recommended him multiple times to me. The same thing with Neil Gaiman. I have both American Gods, and the other one is around here somewhere. Yes, you know, American Gods, the series, was based on one of his books. This is the book. But there's a sequel, which is kind of standalone, which is called The Anansi Boys, and it's this one. Difference is, this one's in English, this one's in Dutch. I don't know how this will change the story. Well, the story itself won't be changed, but there will be some names that are different, most likely. Because in translation, some names also get lost. You know, like Littlefinger, I assumed it would be something like like Kleine Vinget, you know, the real translation. But he was actually called the translation of Pinky. And even though they were describing him, I had to check it out just to be sure. Some family names were very different as well. So I hope it won't be too jarring, the difference. But I'm doubtful. That said, we have the bookbinder, And this is a story about a farmer's son that is actually an apprentice to a bookbinder, and he has this unique gift where he takes people's memories and then he binds them in a unique book. Therefore, on one hand, removing the memories up in the person or in the person's head, but on the other hand, the memories are stored safely forever. And one day he goes into his mentor's basement because he is an apprentice, and there he finds a unique book with his name on it. Yeah, I haven't read anything by Bridget Collins. I didn't even know her name, but this blurb on the back just spoke to me, and I bought it immediately. And I have bought a little book, and it's called The Summer Tree. And it's the first book in his Fiona of Our Tapestry book trilogy. It's not that thick either. I think it's 321 pages. It was released a long time ago, in 1986. It was released in 1986. I really wanted to read this one. It was only £3 as well. Apparently, it's you can see it right here on the back of the book. $2.95, which is a long time ago. It's a long time ago that we could buy a book for just £3. But this, I think it was one of his first novels even, because Locus even says here, Guy Gavriel Kay is certain to become an important figure in the field. We also have only 2 books by Guy Gavriel Kay, which are mentioned here. This was one of his first novels, and I'm very, very excited to read this one because I have been recommended Guy Gavriel Kay for about 572 times now. That said, I also have The Dark Tide, same story actually as the bookbinder. I haven't heard of Dennis L. McKiernan ever, but this is book 1 of the Iron Tower trilogy, and it sounded good. It's like, when legends wake and shadowlight cloaks the land, will the master of evil return to rule? Long ages has the Dark Lord slumbered, but now he is stirring again, his power building to new heights, dimming the very sun, waking legends to walk the land. It is the long-feared time of reckoning. Galen, High King of Mythgar, sounds a desperate call to the warriors of light. And Tuck and his fellow walrus, small but doughty fighters with the gift of sight, capital S sight, join with the ever-growing army of dwarves, elves, and human warriors to stem this deadly tide of destruction. The final conflict has begun. Shadows of Doom and The Darkest Day are book 2 and 3 of this Iron Tower trilogy. As you can see, the pages are very, very yellow. So I assume this is an old book. I don't know if I can find it around here. When was this one printed? 1984. Oof. Yeah, that's been a long time. That's longer than I've been alive even. So yeah, very interesting. It sounds like it's not that big of a book either. The chapters there's only 6 chapters in this book. There's about 300 pages, give or take. But as you can see, the font is quite big for such a small book. So this will be a quick read, I think. It's something that will probably be something for a holiday weekend or something like that. I don't know, but I'll get to it eventually. Next up is Dagger Spell by Kathleen Kerr. This is volume 1 of New Fantasy Saga, and there's a fantastical world where even death itself is cowed by the powers of passion. The flickering spirit of a young girl hovers between incarnations, knowing neither her past nor her future. But in the temporal world, there is one who knows and waits. Nevin, the wandering sorcerer. On a bloody day, long ago, he relinquished the maiden's hand in marriage, and so he forged a terrible bond of destiny between 3 souls that would last through 3 generations. Now Nevin, the sorcerer, is doomed to follow them across the plains of time, never resting until he atones for the tragic wrong of his youth. This gives me 0 information about what the book is about. it spoke to me. I think my girlfriend actually found this one for me. In Dagger spell, out in the shadow, two larks broke cover with the heartbreaking beauty of song that was a battle cry. Two males swept up, circling and chasing each other. Yet even as they fought, the female who was their prize rose from the grass and flew indifferently away. With a cold clutch of Dwemer knowledge, Nevin knew that soon he would be watching two men fight over a woman that neither could rightfully have. She had been reborn. That gives me at least some context. So apparently by relinquishing a maiden's hand in marriage, he forged a destiny of her reincarnation, I think, that will be fought over by two others across the planes of time. So this might be a time travel story with fantasy intertwined and magic and love, and yeah, I don't know. It sounds great actually, now that I have read this little part. I enjoyed this short piece of prose. It flows very well, so I'm interested to read. This is The Slag van de Trollen, The Battle of the Trolls, which is actually a sequel to one of the books in my previous book haul, The Trolls by Christoph Hardebusch, and it's about trolls and humans and their connection, their relationship, and their dynamics. In here, there's a troll woman, Anda. Yeah, she's trying to have a coup. So she's trying to grab power, and she's killing everyone that doesn't join her. And actually, one of our characters in the first book is one of her first victims, and it's his pupil Care that has to ask the men, so the humans, for help. Yeah, this sounds good as well, but I have to read the first book before I can try this one. It's something that I've been wanting to read for a long time. I've seen this book in the library as well, about 50 times since I was a kid. We have Rising Sun by Michael Crichton. I don't know what's this about, but I have been wanting to read Michael Crichton since forever. I've read Congo and I have Jurassic Park, but this one's apparently something it's more of a thriller, but I don't know if it's sci-fi actually. It's a big one though. Well, it's the small book, but the font is very, very small as well. There's 350 pages, give or take? Yeah, 320. But the font is very small, especially when you compare it to The Dark Tide, the book that I just showed you. It's way, way smaller. And the last series I have is a Dutch translation of Maggie Fury's Artifacts series. I think it's called in English. In Dutch, it's called Chronicles of Orion. But yeah, I'll just check it out in English, just to be safe. The Artifacts of Power is actually the name of the series. And Orion is the first book. Except for the first book, we have the same names. So we have Maggie Fury, The Chronicles of Orion, and it's called The Nexus Mages, if you translate it. And then we have The Harp of Winds, which is the same. Then we have The Flaming Sword, which is kind of the same. I think in English it's Sword of Flame. And then we have the Armada, which is it's a name probably, I don't know, I think it's a name. It's a given name, so yeah, this will probably be the same. And this is, well, her name is Orion, the main character. And I think she's a daughter of a fire and an earth mage, so this kind of reminded me of Avatar: The Lost Airbender in that case. She's the Lady of the Lake, and she is born in a society that's yeah, I don't know the word, but which has a big magical past. It used to be controlled by the 4 artifacts, but they were lost in the the word that they use here would be translated as dislocation. But with these legendary artifacts or weapons, also, they got lost, and with them, history got lost. The mages' history got lost, the dragons' history got lost, the elven people got lost, the great whales people's history was lost, and the cloud riders, I think, would be the translation. In their thirst for world domination, the last 2 mages the powerful Earth Mage Miathon and his cronies, I think is a word, the Weather Mage Elicit, and the Fire Mage Rhaegar, they control the city of Nexus, and they see in Orion the special weapon to relive ancient times. And she runs and she tries to find the artifacts, and I think that's about that's the MacGuffin, and that's the entire plot point of the book. I'm not going to read the other blurbs just because I don't want to spoil it for myself. But yeah, these are ancient books as well, especially for me. Everything before 2000 is ancient. Yeah, this one, I was already born. This one's actually from 1994, so I could have read this one before. I probably have come across this multiple times in the library without knowing. It spoke to me while it was there, and they were scattered all around, these books. I was lucky that they have put these stickers on the spines of the books, because I would have never found them, because they weren't ordered properly. I think there were 5 aisles, and I think I found these scattered over 3 aisles. I don't know if they were put there by the workers. I don't know if they were put there by other people that took them and said, not for me. Or, yeah, I don't know. Thing is, they're mine now, and I can't wait to read them. And last but not least is the book I ordered in late March, but also only arrived beginning of April. The Great Book of Amber. This is one that I've been wanting to read for a few months now, but I didn't really want to start on it before I got this book. And it was out of stock, actually, at the place I usually buy my books. So I had to order it from some other store, and I don't know if I've already told you this, but I received it, and this book is in a lot better of a condition than the first one I got. So yeah, that was it. That was my semi-massive book haul this week, or this month even, including my birthday book haul. See you guys next month for another book haul. I don't know how big it'll be, but I don't think it will be the size of this one. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like the content, subscribe, comment, all that. But that's for next time. Mission accomplished. Bye, guys.